like a motherfucker high, then a motherfucker bitch, please stop the play. Said Charlotte, what the boys get to the mother boys, we can hear a word you say. We don't know your name, can't hang with the gang crowd, jumping when the bass get banging. All I need's dope, so I gotta get paid. Never see me on the stage.
Welcome to a full day of eating on prep. All right, I just got back from cardio, and to be honest, it was pretty easy. Currently 93 days out, so we got a bit of time, but the past few days I've been dealing with this like overwhelming anxiety type of feeling, just thinking that I'm not gonna be ready. And I think it's just because everything up to this point has been relatively easy. You know, cardio is still minimal. It's 20 minutes fasted, super easy. It's like a normal day for a lot of people. And the diet, I'm still at 4,000 calories a day, so there is a lot of food moving through my body. I do have a check-in today, so we're gonna see the results of that. I'm down. Last week, at least last check-in, I was 203.9, and today I weighed in at 201. So pretty hefty drop, and for being 14 weeks out, I think 14, 13, whatever it is, I think that's a pretty good spot to be in. But waiting to hear back from coach, and I'm cooking up breakfast, the most important meal of the day. 4 eggs. I got 2 slices of sourdough on the side, which is roughly 40 grams of carbs, and then I have a shake that has yet to be made, so about to cook it up. This is what breakfast is looking like. We have the eggs with sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's really good for your gut, that's why I threw it in there. And then we have the milk and cookies protein shake with 104 grams of blueberries, and then we got a few slices of bread. I thought it was only gonna be 2, but everything's being weighed out right now, but I'm not complaining because I'd much rather have 4 slices of bread than 2. So in total, this entire meal is 758 calories, 71 grams of protein, 74 grams of carbs, and 20 grams of fat. So pretty hefty breakfast. So I have quite a few things I have to get done today, but knowing me, I will probably procrastinate until the very last second and then do everything within like an hour time frame. But it's something I've been trying to get better at. One thing is we have these guys restocking very soon. We have a run coming up next week. I'm so fucking excited for that, bro. I'm so excited. A lot of stores have been sold out. We're loading into new stores. And if you haven't tried these, you gotta try these. These are absolutely amazing. If you see these in like a local store or something, pick them up, try them out, let me know how you like them, because I promise they will not disappoint. But I'm about to enter the learning block of my day. I'm trying to grow in every aspect of life. Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. That's a huge one. I'm trying to get my money up, bro, which everybody should be focused on. But I'll be back for meal number 2. All right, so we got meal number 2. We got 210 grams of chicken, 65 grams of sauerkraut, 100 grams of green beans, and then 250 grams of white rice. This is heavily salted. And I also put some hot sauce on the chicken. And you gotta be careful of that, not the hot sauce itself, because this is a really good hot sauce. Nando's mild. I can't do the spicy shit. Always on the mild. But if you are saucing your meals and you tend to have a heavy hand or a heavy pour, you gotta watch it, because you might mistakenly be putting, anywhere between 40 to 50 extra calories of sauce on the meal, and it kind of defeats the purpose of, tracking at that point. But if you can stay within that, serving size, 1 to 2 serving size type of range where it's only 5 to 10 calories, you should be pretty solid. But this is meal number 2. All right, so I did fasted cardio this morning, but I had to break up my sauna and cold plunge session from that. So I just got back from that, and usually the sauna portion is a lot harder for me than the cold plunge, but today it was quite the opposite. Sitting in the plunge for the 3 to 4 minutes I was in there, it wasn't bad, but afterwards I could not heat up. I literally laid out, tried to get a little bit of sun, and then I just came right up to my apartment, threw all this stuff on. I got a hoodie, t-shirt, sweatpants, and some big socks on. and my body's not warming up. So it might just be cooked. But I got meal number 3. This is one of the favorited meals throughout the day just because it's higher carb, lower protein. And don't get me wrong, protein's amazing, but more carbs is a lot better. So we have 270 grams of rice, 165 grams of chicken, 25 grams of beautiful golden almond butter. And then we have a little bit of honey on here as well. It's just under 12 grams. Then seasoning, heavy salt, and organic buffalo seasoning. But before the gym, you're gonna want to drop the protein intake just a little bit and up the carb count, because you get your energy from the carbohydrates, and that is what is gonna power you through your workout. So that's what we're rocking with. And everything here, the chicken, rice, honey, almond butter, everything in total is 785 calories. And we just have one more piece to this pre-workout meal, which I'll show you in a sec. Forgot to mention like one of the most important things on the plan, which is water intake. With every single meal, I have 1 liter. And then in the morning with cardio, I have half a liter fasted, and then, just above half a liter in the sauna. So totals out around 6 liters a day, sometimes at night. I might drink a little bit more, but I definitely try to stay away from a low water intake. Max is, I don't think you can really drink too much water. If you're drinking anything more than 10 liters a day, bro, you should probably go see a doctor. At that point, you're a fucking fish. Definitely try to stay away from a minimum water intake. And easiest way to do it, drink it throughout the day. Be super regular and consistent with it. And at first, it's probably gonna be a little bit difficult. Starting to drink a lot of water was super hard for me, because I used to drink, 3.5, 4 liters a day. And like, I thought that was a lot, just above a gallon. I'm like drowning. But after doing this for, 2-3 weeks, you just want more water. So your body gets used to it, and it gets a lot easier. So don't forget to drink your water. If you're waking up with a headache, if you have a headache throughout your day, it's probably because you're dehydrated. So it's also really good for digestion too. So it's gonna flush everything out of your system. All right, so this is the last part of the pre-workout meal, which I guess you could call the pre-workout drink, but it's 4 ounces of pomegranate juice. I have no idea why pomegranate in particular. I just listen to what Kyle tells me. So I'm drinking some pom juice. So we got 4 ounces of that, 3/4 scoop of essential pre-workout. This is a fruit burst flavor, absolutely amazing. Tastes like a red starburst. So fucking good. 5 grams of creatine, lemonade pump, and I did a little swig of liquid glycerol. I don't like putting it in here though, because like half the time I fucking spill it, and then the bottle gets sticky and shit, and I don't want to deal with that the whole gym session. So we just did a little swig. Total calorie count on this is 145 calories. So we're nearing that 4K mark slowly, but with each meal we get a little bit closer. I got about a 10-minute drive, so I'm about to start drinking it now. All right, so I just got a little update for my meal plan, and it's not at all what I expected. I'm still on 4,000 calories a day, at least on my training days. Nothing changed at all. And I guess that's a good thing, but I am slightly in my head about it, just because last show I did pull down pretty hard. I guess it's just because I wasn't doing the right thing. So I guess I can give myself a little bit of grace and realize that I am in a lot better position than I was. 14 weeks out, 4,000 calories, that hasn't changed in 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm dropping weight. Something's gotta be working. So I'm not upset about it at all, but I am somebody who tends to overthink. But overall, overthinking is gonna get you nowhere in life. It's gonna create these false realities in your head, and you're gonna start wasting a whole lot of energy on absolutely nothing, because I think it's some crazy statistic, like 85% of the things that you think are gonna happen actually never happen. So overthinking really gets you nowhere. And you can be spending that time and energy on something productive to either get yourself out of a certain situation or put yourself in a better one, rather than spending that time and energy and wasting it on something that's never gonna happen. So everybody goes through it though. I think everybody in their life has overthinked. Everyone's overthinked. I don't know what it is. Overthinked, overthought. Go the wrong you overthink too much, you can quite literally be consumed by your thoughts to the point where all you have is thoughts to think, and you get stuck in somewhat of a paralysis of, you know, not doing anything because you're so caught up in your head. And that is a very dangerous spot to be in. And I've been there before. I've been there multiple times. And trust me, it is no good. No bueno. No good at all. So if you do start to overthink, I think one of the biggest things, or most important things to do, is just recognize that, you know, you don't have to attach to every single thought that you have. You know, it's just an idea that passes through your mind, and it doesn't really define you as a person. So if you're able to just let it go in one ear and out the other, it's okay to have a thought, but sometimes it's not the best to attach to it. So don't let your thoughts identify you, because that could be a very dangerous game. But we got chest today, and my current split is push-pull legs. Now I've been throwing in some shoulder and arm workouts with cardio here and there, you know, sprinkled in between. Not every day thing, but I'll do that, and then been really getting into stretching as well. So I feel like the more limber I am, the better I feel. For chest today, I'm really gonna lean on an incline barbell bench for the main compound, and then I'll slide over some neutral grip, incline dumbbell, some chest flies. I want to hit the shoulders pretty hard. Probably just going to spam lateral raises. It's like one of the best things for me is just really getting some good motion with some laterals. You know, I feel it the most, and you know, I think I get the most sore by it too. But after that, I want to hit triceps very hard. My triceps are small compared to everything, so potentially, depending on how my elbows are feeling, some skull crushers, but the risk to reward ratio there is, it's not the best sometimes. So might have to reevaluate during the lift to see how I'm feeling. But definitely some, you know, cable push downs. Probably gonna go fairly heavy with that. Probably gonna cap it off with some dips and posing. Overall, it's a typical chest day, so nothing too crazy going on. But I completely forgot to drink this, by the way, so I'm about to marinate in my car for a little bit before I go into the gym. I didn't realize it, but I ran out of rice last meal. I thought I had some more. I thought I was going to have enough for my post-workout meal, but I was just a little shy. So making some more rice. While the rice is cooking up, I gotta eat something, bro. I'm so hungry. So I got 190 grams of chicken, a little bit of beef, and 205 grams of pineapple. I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like a slacker right now. Didn't have enough chicken, didn't have rice, and this meal isn't really on plan, but manipulating some macros to make it work. I feel ashamed of myself. I guess that's what not being prepared gets you. If you're not prepared, then prepare to fail. I feel like I've been yapping about nonsense this entire video. Overall, really good workout. No, I think I sat on the incline barbell for, you know, a solid 35, maybe even 40 minutes. I did like 6 or 7 sets. It just felt so good. And when I really connect with the movement like that, I don't want to jeopardize losing like that feeling, because when you know, you know. You know the movie Avatar, when they have the fucking hair thing and it's like connected to that dragon and like they fucking connect? Like that's literally what I felt like on the bench, and I would have been doing myself a disservice if I got up and left. So I ran after, like I said, 6 or 7 sets, and it paid off for sure. You know, I definitely had to change up the workout a little bit. I think that was like the best chest day I had in months now, like literally months. When you have that feeling in your gut, you gotta trust yourself. This meal's really good. It's not hitting the spot just yet with no rice, but we'll get there. Good things take time. And obviously in this case, the rice is a good thing. Got the rice, it's 325 grams of rice, so fat portion. I have a beautiful sunset, rice, sunset, perfect combination. Life's beautiful right now. And a lot of people think that carbs are bad for you or like they're your enemy, but they're literally essential for building muscle. So if anybody tells you that shit, don't listen to them. This is meal number 4, and in total, I believe we are sitting at, honestly, just give me a drum roll, bro. Give me a drum roll. Post-workout, this is 796 calories. Pretty hefty meal, but it is going down like butter, like food always goes down. Yeah, I'm fat. I wish I could eat whatever I want, bro. I'm really thinking about a fucking burger. I want a burger so fucking bad. Yeah, this one looks good as fuck. But this is the last meal before bed. Got 210 grams of ground beef, 68 grams of avocado, 100 grams of kimchi, and then just under 300 grams of rice. I didn't even realize this is 883 calories, which is the biggest meal I have. So absolutely fat meal. Just turned on a movie. I'm about halfway through the new Captain America, and like it's low-key kind of ass. But this is gonna hit though. This is the cap to 4,000 calories a day. So that's all it is. 5 meals. That's all you need is 5 meals. 93 days out, on the road to 100K subs. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Really appreciate that. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one.